Hello. If you've ever thought about starting a commercial cleaning business, one of the first questions that you're probably asking is, should I go with a franchise or should I do this thing on my own? And more specifically, are commercial cleaning franchises really worth it? Well, I've been in the commercial cleaning industry as well as the franchise industry for over 15 years, and I've worked with hundreds of franchise owners at different levels. And here's what I can tell you. There's a lot of information circulating out there, but not all of it gives you the full picture. So in this video, I'm going to break down the pros and the cons of commercial cleaning franchises. And we're going to get into what works and what doesn't work. And we're also going to talk about what you need to know before you commit your time as well as your money. My goal is simple. I want to give you clarity before commitment. So let's get into it. Before we talk about whether or not it's worth it, let's talk about what commercial cleaning franchises actually are. At a basic level, you're buying into an existing system, and that's usually going to include things like training, branding, equipment guidance, and in some cases, many cases, access to customer accounts. So instead of starting from scratch, you're going to be stepping into a structure that's already built. Now that can be a big advantage, okay? But it's also going to come with some trade-offs. So let's start with the positives, because there are definitely a lot of positives. First, speed. A franchise can get you up and running pretty fast. And that's much faster than trying to build everything on your own. Secondly, you're going to receive support. So that means you're not figuring out everything on your own. There's typically training, systems, and ongoing guidance. Okay. Thirdly, access to business. So depending on the model, you may have the ability to acquire customer accounts without having to go out there and get accounts on your own or sell everything yourself. And for a lot of people, especially those that are new to business, that structure and support can make a huge difference. Now let's talk about the other side of the coin. First, the cost. You're going to be paying for that system. You're going to be paying for that support. And in some cases, you're going to be paying for that access to those customers. That can include an upfront investment, other ongoing fees as well. Secondly, there's control. You're operating within someone else's system. So that means there are going to be rules, a little bit less flexibility, and that's going to be compared to if you were to do this from scratch on your own. Thirdly, expectations versus reality. Now, this is a big one. You really got to get into what people think they're getting into, and sometimes that doesn't always match what it really takes to run and grow the business day to day. And that gap is where a lot of frustration comes from for people that have started commercial cleaning businesses and jumped into a franchise. Okay, so who is a franchise actually a good fit for? Well, it's typically going to be a good fit for someone who wants structure, someone who's open to following a system, someone who prefers support over figuring everything out themselves, and someone willing to trade off some control for a more guided path. Now, on the flip side, it might not be the best fit for you if you want full control over how you run your business day to day. You prefer building things from the ground up, or you don't like operating within someone else's framework. So are commercial cleaning franchises worth it? The honest answer is that it depends. It depends on your goals, your expectations, and how you approach the business. I've seen people over my time in the business do very, very well. And I've seen people struggle, not because the model doesn't work, In most cases, the model does work, but because it simply wasn't a good fit for them. So if you're considering getting into the commercial cleaning business, the most important thing that you can do before you get in is to understand exactly what you're getting into. And that means understanding both sides. You want clarity before commitment. So if you found this helpful, go ahead and subscribe. I'll be breaking down more topics like this so you can make informed decisions moving forward. And if you've ever considered a cleaning franchise, drop me a comment below. I'd be very interested to hear what questions you have. And I'll see you on the next video.